this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Edward. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, commentary, review, re-review, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Edward once again requests a couple South Park episodes. I would say for Edward, if it's okay, if there's any future ones, it'd be best to do maybe 2 at a time. Just makes it a little bit easier to talk about 2 instead of 3 or 4. But I still really appreciate it. Thank you, Edward. Now, I've talked ad nauseum about my thoughts on South Park as a show. And, I like the movie. Once in a while there's an episode I don't mind. Or there's, moments I don't mind. This, we're doing episode 11, 12, and 14. Episode 11, the title is called Roger Ebert Lay Off Fatty Foods. I guess because Roger Ebert gave them a bad review for Orgasmo and Basketball. Because the only thing with Roger Ebert is like one off-the-cuff remark and nothing else about Roger Ebert in this. Not plot, not characterization. I'm like, okay. Sure, Trey Parker, Matt Stone. So, it starts with the teacher showing the kids Barnaby Jones. I'm sure people today are like, who the fuck is Barnaby Jones? During the showing of this stuff, there's a commercial for these cheese puffs. To see a commercial, the Happy Cheesy Poofs on. They want a kid to see him for the commercial. And of course, Cartman really wants to do it. One thing leads to another. You go to the planetarium. And I guess this is a take off an episode of Star Trek called Dagger of the Mind. And there's some bits of the music that seem from Star Trek as well. Now, I like Star Trek. I don't remember that episode offhand. Dagger of the Mind. I guess it's from season 1 of the original series. But pretty much this planetarium will brainwash when look more and more at the colors and wants to brainwash people into loving the planetarium. Meanwhile, Cartman's like, fuck this, I want to do this commercial, it's right nearby, so he does the commercial. And he's bad at it, he can't see for shit, but because no one else, because of what's going on with the brainwashing thing, showed up, he just automatically wins. It's interesting to see some Star Trek references, like the one guy, okay, he does a mind meld at one point. Again, little bits of Star Trek music you hear in it. The way Kenny gets killed, where it's Kyle and Stan who accidentally killed Kenny because they tested what's going on, they go too far and it makes Kenny blow up. We killed Kenny, we are bastards. That was a bit clever, that was a bit funny. And Cartman's deal with this commercial, I would say, was a bit more entertaining. Maybe if the Star Trek episode was more fresh in my mind, I would enjoy the other parts of it better. But, like the Cartman, how excited he is about doing the commercial. And when he sees the commercial, they edit it so he only says one word, but Cartman's like, yay! And he wants to call everybody, and he's pissed when no one's seen his commercial. The way Cartman yells, I wasn't picking my nose behind my head in the ditch. Me. Again, I've said this before, when you watch an episode a few years later, the voice of Cartman is just so different and so unsatisfying as a voice. Someone explained to me what exactly they do nowadays for the Cartman voice. That they do it afterward, like they take the voice and they alter it afterward instead of on the spot. You could tell, maybe just age as well, like getting older, but yeah, Cartman just doesn't, and that's really like one of the few nuggets of smirks or chuckles I get out of is Eric Cartman's behavior. Which is why, of all the South Park kids, he's the one that kind of people talk about or mention. Like they say quotes, most of them is from Eric Cartman. You know, respect my authority. Even in the movie, when he sings, Kyle's mom's, why Kyle's mom's a bitch. Like, what Homer Simpson is to The Simpsons, Eric Cartman is to South Park. And it does make sense when you watch these episodes. Just he's the one that shines more than the others. In fact, Kyle and Stan, there are many times you could just switch them and interchangeable, Kyle and Stan, as characters, as voices. Kenny, he dies. How do we find a way to die? I don't even know if they still do that. For those who watch South Park nowadays, do they still kill off Kenny, or have they let that go long ago? Because I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert. I'm not. But like I say, it was interesting, the Star Trek motif. But yeah, I don't know why you had to name it after Roger Ebert. It's like, come on, like, just get over it. Ooh, the guy didn't like 2 of your movies. I don't like them either. Well, I liked Baseball, alright. But I didn't like some of your fucking movies either, like Team America. And I didn't like Orgasmo. I didn't like Team America. Name an episode after me. I'll take it. Episode 12. This was probably my favorite of the 3 because there's not a lot of time you get to see Cartman around with Kenny, and that was kind of at least a little bit of a different dynamic. This one girl that popped out of nowhere who likes Kyle, and she keeps talking about how she likes Kyle's ass, and she wants to rub her face in it, which is a bit weird considering the ages of the kids. What? But Kyle and Stan are going to build a clubhouse, so hopefully they'll get a kiss. And so Cartman's like, hey, we'll build a clubhouse as well with Kenny, but let's Kenny do all the work. And there are some nice moments, like the very beginning when they're being kids and they're playing war and Cartman cheats. Well, fine, I'll play with myself all day long, and Kenny laughs and Cartman gets pissed because of what he accidentally said. But that's also an episode where they have a cartoon within a cartoon of Fat Albert, but it's Fat Abbott. And really the only thing to those scenes is, like, pops up 3 or so times, is they cuss. Shut your bitch ass. Being really dirty mouth. Just... That's really what it is. Mr. Garrison, the teacher, he had Mr. Hat, now he's having Mr. Twig, and it's more in episode 14 where he finally gets that Mr. Hat again and that whole thing, which was so weird. It was kind of humorous in the next episode. Not the one, but the 14, this is 12. Stan's parents get divorced, and it happens so damn quickly. I don't know if that was sort of part of the satirical nature, is to showcase just how fast this divorce actually fucking happens. And Stan just wants to finish his fucking clubhouse because he wants to do Truth or Dare, and I was going to say spin the bottle, but no, it's Truth or Dare, and get the kiss. Like Cartman and Kenny have their clubhouse, and there's these 2 teenage girls, and Cartman's trying to act cool, but he's like, I asked my mom if I want to finger paint. Well, I'm going to finger paint. So it's like Cartman having an attitude, but he's still a kid at heart. Again, it was weird to have the one girl keep talking about Kyle's ass. Like, wow, look at that ass. It was a bit, I mean, I guess that was the point, but I just... fucking weird. I can't help it. It's weird. But that's what it's supposed to be, shocking. Like, whoo. But I said, the fact that you had Cartman and Kenny together, made a little bit different. The bill of the clubhouse. Stan's parents, I don't give a shit whether they get divorced or not. After they get back together again, they fucked into one clubhouse. And then Stan finally gets his clubhouse moment, but the dare is not to kiss, but to stick a dick in his pee hole. And Stan's like, what? And the episode ends. And I did get like a out of me, I will admit. So yeah, of the three, I got a bit more enjoyment out of that one because of the competing building of the clubhouse story and the Carmen Kenny stuff. Episode 14. Nice to have Isaac Hayes as chef. Rest in peace, Isaac Hayes. Apparently there's this new Alanis Morissette song, but Chef wrote it 20 years ago, so he tries to sue, but the other people did Johnny Cochran, and he wins because he does the Chewbacca defense, meaning he makes it about something completely different, not make any lick of fucking sense, thus he wins, and Chef has to pay $2 million or go to jail for 4 years. This one was more... It was more interesting than funny in the fact of, like, who are they going to get as a guest? Because people that pop up as stuff like Rick James, Elton John, Ozzy Osbourne, and maybe they did it... or Meatloaf. Maybe they did it because of Isaac Hayes. It'd be like, hey, Isaac Hayes is doing this. We'll do it here. Just like, maybe Ozzy Osbourne, Elton John, maybe they liked South Park. I don't know. Maybe they did. And that's why they did it. I'm surprised Matt Parker and Trey Stone went for that. Trey Parker, Matt Stone. I don't know why I always get those mixed up. Trey Stone, Matt Parker. That's the... I don't know where the fuck that came from. Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Usually they're against celebrities. Usually they don't like celebrities. But maybe if it's music, they're more lenient towards it, perhaps. So it was like interesting they have Elton John and Meatloaf and Rick James, and they're all were helped by Chef back in the day. So at first they like buy cookies, and the kids only raised $90 for the $2 million. But then ultimately they come and they do little music interstitials. Chef Aid instead of Live Aid. Things work out the best. Entrance into Ozzy Osbourne. He bites the head off of Kenny, and that's how he dies. Just all biting the head off the bat. So yeah, that was a different way of doing that. Oh yeah, that got a chuckle out of me. But like I said, that was more interesting. Like, there's a song with Ozzy Osbourne, I think the Crystal Method, and like DMX was a part of it, which I had never heard that song before. I'm like, oh, okay. Or at least that version of the song. Because I never thought Ozzy Osbourne, DMX. And it's funny, like, they mentioned DMX in the credits, but he has no dialogue. So maybe it's just they had to use the songs, or they had to put him in the credits. If he had a bit to say, I don't remember it. And the other subplot is the teacher who's got the little... Instead of Mr. Twig, he throws away Mr. Hat, helps him out. The one bit is his... the catchphrase he says a lot. You go to hell. You go to hell and you die. I will admit, the way that's said... it did get a laugh out of me. Sometimes a sentence may not be funny, but the delivery of the line will get a chuckle, and that did it for this episode. And he said that before, but yeah, it's a nice delivery of that line. So again, like episode 11, the Star Trek motif was interesting. The episode 12, the competing clubhouses. Episode 14, yeah, it wasn't really that funny, wasn't really that entertaining, other than, oh, who's going to pop up next? What familiar face is going to pop up next? Truthfully, none of the three I hated. they had their moments, and I don't know what else to say. Like the music, I mean, episode 14, you got a little bit of music. They don't play a full song, but you get a little music like Elton John, Ozzy Osbourne, etc. That was nice. The rest of the score is and the animation is kind of consistent. The paper cut way they do it. It's not paper cut. I know there's a different way to describe it. I mean, at least they're short enough, 20 some minutes long, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say. They're just South South Park is not really my thing, but yeah, I'm not despising it, ranting on every single one. I mean, it's better than season 3 of Stranger Things. So, wow, that's faint praise, but take it however you want it. So we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.